Hello everyone, welcome to the episode of Catch Up Chaos I said I was going to do yesterday but didn't do because I mostly just got lazy and forgot about it anyway. I have 20 albums to go through and I'm going to go through them all quickfire like. We begin with a long-running death metal band Aborted and the new album Vault of Horrors. Basically, if you know anything about Aborted, you know that they're a premier death metal band, and this has just got really good riffs and really good instrumentation, really good production too, giving a B+. It's not anything outside the realm of what the band usually does to my knowledge, but it's got a lot of really solid stuff going for it. Just riffs for days, a lot of good solo work too. Just good performances all around. Next is Above Aurora with their new album Myriad Woes. This is a blackened doom metal band from Poland, and yes, I am just reading off the mini batch reviews I did to help me get through this a bit quicker. It's got some really good instrumentation, and I like the themes and production, but it drags quite a bit, especially near the end of the album. But yeah, I think a B- is a suitable grade for it. Again, it's got more than enough good stuff going for it. If you like your Black and Doom, this is really good Black and Doom. Next is an artist I have never covered before. Then again, I haven't covered most artists in this video before. Adrian Lenker and their new album Bright Future. I'm referring to them as a they, even though I think they go by she/her pronouns. But this is a unique sort of indie folk country-ish album about Adrienne going through queer identity exploration. It's got really good themes with that. It's got really good production too. I do think in terms of pacing it's a bit repetitive and slightly slow, but it's got a lot of heart to it. Adrienne puts a really, really good performance in, really good guitar work. Feels very stripped back, which I think is the right approach. Some pretty smart production choices, really good themes, and really, really good, heartful performance effort from Adrienne. Next is Almost Dead with their album Destruction Is All We Know. This is a sort of crossover thrash hardcore punky sort of thing with heavy political themes. I'm giving it an A-. I really, really liked it. I do think a couple of the songs were maybe a little bit short, and maybe a couple of riffs could blur on occasion, but there's really good performances. I like the lyrical themes as well. And some just really fucking good stuff all around. If you like crossover thrash, this is really good crossover thrash. Next is Altar of Beetlejuice with their new album Echoes. This is a death doom stoner album with, which is a very, very unique mix. I do think that there is not much in terms of variety or depth. Again, reading the thing to help. But it's got a good enough mix, and I do like the performances for the most part. So I think I'm gonna give it a B-. I am gonna give it a B- because that's a grade I wrote. Next is a band called Apparition, not to be confused with the band called Apparition that I covered before, with their new album Disgraced Emanations from a Tranquil State. So it's sort of similar in sound to Alter Beetlejuice's album, but with more of a focus on death as a theme and as a style, I guess. It's got good riffs and a really, really nice core concept to it, but much like the previous album, it drags. There's a lot of drag, but I do actually quite like the performances, and I like the sort of more gore-focused theme. Next is Ash Tustain with his album Piece of Me. This is a singer formerly from a band called Dig Lazar, so I'd never heard of before. But instead of, I think that's more of like an alt-rock hardcore sort of vibe. This is some really nice heartland rock, and give it an A-. I really like Ash's performance. It is a bit too of a consistent effort, but it's got a lot of heart and soul and personality. Ash is a really good vocalist and a really good guitarist, and I like the production on it as well. Really, really tight mixing on this. Next is Avrolays with Freaks, a band from Quebec, I think they might be, and this is just a straight up fucking fun metalcore album. Giving it an A. I really, really enjoy this one. It's a debut album too. It's just got all the fucking right things right. Heavy riffs, big performances, a lot of style, really good production choices. I can't think of many places it fails. Maybe it just has too few songs on it. I do feel like maybe there could have been one or two or more added. But if that's the worst thing I could say about an album, then this is a band who have got their shit in the right order. Just go and check this one out, it's really good. Next is Barely Civil with I'd Say I'm Not Fine. This is some really, really good sort of emo sort of stuff. I like the work rate, and I do like the style mixed with some solid pop punk vibes. I do think the themes tread old water when it comes to emo, but I do think there's enough really nicely layered riffs and vibes and really good production choices, and work rate as well to carry this thing through. Next is the Bevis Front with their new album Focus on Nature. This is a English band that's been around for a long time. This is an alt rock slash indie rock slash psychedelic rock band. Really good riffs, really good performances. I wish I could understand more of what the fuck was going on exactly. I'm gonna give it a B. I quite liked most of what I heard from it. I do think it had enough solid stuff going for it, mostly from the band, and it does a production standpoint as well, and just really good guitar work too. And again, a unique style mix that I think could have melded it together a little bit better. Next is a rapper named BK the Ruler and her new album LVL5P2, which is some really, really good sort of rap, and BK has really, really good flows and good lyrics. Well, okay, the lyrics are mostly about having sex with your woman, but I like the production, I like the pacing, and I like BK's central performance as well, so I'm giving it a B. Next is Blood Red Throne with their new album Nonagon. This is a Norwegian death metal band that's been around for a long, long time, and this is their newest offering. It's nothing entirely new, but it's packed with tons of really hit you in the face riffs. I like the performances, and I think the mix overall is quite solid. I do think the pacing is a bit basic, but just about works too. Next is a collaborative album. This is The Body and Disfig, The Body being a metal duo, and Disfig being a producer slash DJ. It is a weird but interesting enough style mix, and it's got some nice moments to it as well. I will admit the styles don't always fully mesh, but when they do, they actually work quite well. I'm still giving it a B-, but I do think it actually makes some pretty bold choices at times, and I quite liked most of what I heard from it, oddly. Next is Brodekin, I have no clue if I'm saying that right, with their new album Harbinger of Woe. This is more death metal, and it is some fucking brutal ass death metal. There's not much in terms of anything new, but it's got a lot of heaviness, tons of great pacing, and I just really, really like the sweat that the band put on themselves to make this album work, and they do indeed make it work. Next is Broken at Best with Desperate Measures. So this is a one-man emo project with mostly, well, almost entirely acoustically like guitars, but it's packed with a really, really good narrative, tons of emotion. I really like the main dude's performance, even though I don't know his name, and it's got a really good pacing for an album that's got 23 fucking songs on it. I'm giving it an A, though I really, really liked most of what I heard here. I pretty much liked all of what I heard. Just really, really good story, and a really good concept, if a little bit long, but yeah, I'll take it. Next is one I've wanted to cover for a while, Bruce Dickinson with the Mandrake Project. This is Iron Maiden's lead singer, obviously, and this is his 7th solo album. He can still go at his age, and there is some really solid music and some good production. It maybe feels like the album goes on for a little bit long, but, you know, that's anything I could really say about most Maiden albums, and I could still enjoy them. I still enjoy this, I'm giving it a B+. Next is Cakes to Killer with Black Sheep. This is some really nicely produced soul and jazz infused hip-hop with good work rate from Cakes and some really good lyrical themes as well. It does feel a bit short at times in terms of pacing, but I like what's on here as it is, so I'm gonna give it a B+. All in all, really solid stuff. I do wish there were more guest spots, personally. Next is Cantique Le Preux with their new album Le Bannissement. This is the Quebec-based band I was referring to earlier when I said about Everlies. Who I think are just from France, but again, I could be completely fucking wrong. However, giving this an A-, really, really good black metal, nicely layered black metal at that as well. Really good production and really, really good themes. Although it does need a little bit more context for me. I did feel a bit confused by it at times, but I like the performances, I like the mix, and just really solid. Next is Carpool with their album My Life in Subtitles. This is just a very, very fun pop-punky emo album with really fucking high production quality and some really good performances. I do find the song placement a little bit odd, some feel a little bit mistimed, and it can feel a bit juvenile in terms of its themes, but it's definitely the fun kind of nostalgic juvenile, so I'd recommend it for that alone. And finally, we have Chemtrails with The Joy of Sex, and that's SECTS. I love the album's title so much. And by the way, I want to apologise for not saying all the grades I haven't said. Obviously, that'll be fixed in post, but yeah, fuck it, I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible. Anyway, giving this one an A. Really fucking solid garage rock with post and psychedelic elements mixed with punk. Really, really good themes. I like the instrumentation, and it's just fucking great everywhere. I don't really have any complaints about the pacing or the performances. I do wish there were more context on the themes for me, but that's just because I didn't really dig too deeply into it, so I'll take the blame for that. Yeah, fucking really good stuff. And that'll about do it. I will see you all starting technically tomorrow, I guess, because I'm going to start posting the Golden Path tournament. Well, all 4 nights starting tomorrow, I think, is going to be quite fair. So I'll see you all for that, and obviously the next thing I'll see you for will be on Thursday for the next episode of Music of the Week. So, yeah, I will see you eventually for those things. As always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye bye.